Yeah, got it. Whatever it is, we've got it. It's not probably a wrasse. Oh, he's trying to get me in the kelp and everything. Hi, it's a constant angler. I'm daft enough to come fishing for a wrasse on a day like today. Very cold, bitter, northerly, northwesterly winds. A few days before Christmas. It's still possible to catch them. I'm fishing a dropping tide from high tide down. In fact, it might have been dropping for a bit now. I'll check the tides. So that's challenging, but normally, as long as there's some water over their backs, you can convince the wrasse to have a bite. This time of year though, you've got to be thinking about rattling lures, slower and in place. So I'm going to start off with Senkos and see how I go with theirs. Various size Senkos, 5-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch Senkos. Try out some different ones I haven't used before and see how we get on. So join me, hopefully there'll be a video. Just looking over some of the ground I'm going to fish. It's high tide today. So I'm fishing a mark. The state of tide I haven't before, and it's actually going to be dropping if it isn't already. I know this looks very inviting there, but I need to get out quite far. There's some really challenging rocks there, like this, what you can see here and down here, big lumpy massive rocks. So hooking a fish there will be very challenging. So I'm going to try maybe there, casting out across into that. Then I've come across here, not successful there, and try here. Clarity's not absolutely brilliant. It's the only spot in the bay I could really fish at the minute. Maybe some on the far side I could have done, but they're a bit blustery and a bit exposed. So the wind off my back on the lava coming from the left and out to sea. It's good to have marks you can fish in all conditions. Right, let's show you the rig I'm going to use today. So today we're using what we call a Texas rig. So onto my 15 pound fluorocarbon leather, I've got a Texas weight. So it's a coned lead weight. That one you can get them in tungsten if you want, but you lose a few, so it works out expensive. I've just got a red plastic bead there, and I've got a size 3/0 this time because I'm using a big 5-inch bait. Wrasse Grandmaster extra heavy hook. I'm fishing into deep water, so if we look there now, we've got deep water here, and I'm lifting up, and I'm not giving no quarter here, so I need strong hooks to be able to do that. A lot of your wrasse hooks will bend out in that. So onto this rig, I'm going to Texas rig, because this is a Texas rig, a 5-inch AGM, I think it's watermelon and chartreuse Senko. And all I do, if you've not seen this before, is if you get my fingers out of the way, you see this bit here. This is what I call the bait keeper section. That little angled bit keeps your bait on there. So all I do is that sort of length, I pass my hook point in the middle of the bait, and then I pull it out of the belly, and then we swing, push it on up towards the eye, and we twist it around when we get to the eye, and you can see how that's just sitting there. You can go over the knot, but I find that gives problems, so just get it up to the eye. And then what I'm going to do is then line up where the bend of the hook is with my finger and thumb, and then I'm going to push this hook right down through, straight down through. You can see there's a little sort of indentation there. If I'd used a bigger hook, still say a 4/0, it would be a bit too big for a wrasse. So if you're worried about that, I mean, your hook normally sits in there, but what I just did, which I did automatically without telling you, was to expose the tip of the hook. And this is what makes it weedless. So what we do is we pull the rubber of the lure towards the eye of the hook, and then we just drop it over the top of the point, and try to do that so it's straight down the middle of the bait. There we go. And we've got a Texas rig, 5-inch Senko bait. It's what they call a laminate because it's 2 colours, and I like that contrast in the winter. And these baits here, these particular ones, are absolutely proven with me any time of the year. They're particularly effective in the winter. And now we've got a weedless bait there, so I hope that helps. Now I'm tightening my drag up. I want it so under the harshest of pulls it will give, but better not to than to, if you know what I mean, because these wrasse get in that bottom. They're just going to dive straight down and get in amongst that crap. It's probably not the right word. In amongst the boulders and weed and rock, kelp down there. And you just got to give them no quarter, so you only want that to give should you hook a monster and your line's going to snap, something like that. And how I've tied my rig on is I've got an FG knot there. It was about 25 turns when I've done it. You can look on my video back catalogue and it will show you how to do that. And I've done I don't do the full risotto finish. I can do it, I just don't bother with it because I don't need to. And then I've got that, so that's attaching my leather to my 20-pound braid. Now it's work ground, so I presume we'll lose tackle. Why am I using Senkos today? So this is like a worm type bait, because I can get them to rattle along the bottom like this, and the tide will get them moving anyway, that tail moving like that. You can use crawls. I like floating baits in the winter. I might try some of those in a bit. I haven't got any floating Senkos, but I need to get some. But I can rattle it around more in place, and you're gonna have longer pauses the colder the water gets. Now it's heading that way now. I haven't taken a water temperature. I need to get a new thermometer. But the colder the water gets, the less the wrasse want to move and expend energy. So we're just gonna whop it out that way. Lay the braid on the water. See which way the tide's running. We might have to get out onto that rock. We'll see how we go. And then what we're going to do, and hopefully you can see the rod tip there, is we're going to rattle, rattle, rattle. And I'm not winding much, and then I'm going to give it a good pause. And I'm waiting for a thump. If the rod carries on going over, you wind like hell and don't give it no quarter. If it doesn't, wait, because they'll come back and have it. It's the swell you have will be always moving that bait. So when you think you're doing nothing, you're not moving it or anything, it's moving. The swell's moving that rig, that bait around. Coming right onto these rocks, big rocks now. I've got a fish or it's dropped in a hole. You've got to give line if you see it's going to go up and down here. You've got to be down on that deck, close to it as possible, especially this time of year. No bites yet. Oh, I think we're right on the edge of the rocks there now. Keep going, keep trying. You know, we might have to switch to a core bait. The sea might not be as cold as I think it is yet. Alright, so I'm putting on a Coastal Lures Senko now. Check them out. A chap called Damien Lewis down in Cornwall is now producing his own lures, hand poured lures. Used before in Winter Wrasse, but it's rather small and I didn't put it in a video. But he's catching some stonkers on these. I think it's about 110 millimeters long, 4 inches or so, and he does them in variety of colours. I've got like a June bug sort of black colour here. We'll just see what happens. I know they work, it's just whether they want this today. Let's make sure we're filming well. Right, so we were there fishing around there, now we're here fishing around there. So let's try a cast out that way, not too far because I don't want to be past the buoys there. It's the bow, the tide will take the bow and line into the buoys. Not particularly deep, just get a nice little stance. And we're just going to rinse repeat what we were doing. And we'll have some casts here, some various baits. If this doesn't work for me, I'm going to put on one of my favourite pintails in a shad colour, the Kitech Sexy Impacts, and we'll see. I've not fished the dropping tide here, this state of the tide. They might have switched off and might not be bothering, so it might not be the lures. But if I put that banker lure on, you know, if a wrasse is feeding, they'll just have that. They just don't refuse them. So let's go with the shrimp first, and then the Zman shrimp first, and then we'll follow that up with the Sligozo. So we're not after little fish here. You know, I know these baits work. Caught on the last couple of videos on them. Let's try over this way and see what happens. Alright, so it's not, you can sort of tap it back towards you. You're trying to imitate a prawn, or you can sort of little lifts I'm going to do. Let's try it on one. Oh, gannet's diving out there. And with some bass over there. The gannet was, yeah, gannet. Mackerel or something, yeah. That they've all taken. There's a blooming cormorant. I said there weren't any around there. They're turning up. What was that? Is that a bite? Or just the wind tapped it. So no. Yeah, that's bite. See the rod tip then? Weird, isn't it, eh? Change baits. Didn't seem wrassey though, a bit different. Definite bite though, from an area I've not really fished from this angle. Long range. Maybe they're right out. Darn it. That was a strange one. I thought I felt a tap and then it bump, didn't it? Just leave it. I've got a fish. No, he's come off. I reckon it's bleeding mackerel. Line was just tightening up. Just come off. Ah, it could have been a wrasse. Yeah, look, tagged it, pulled it. Let's get it out there again then. Damn it. Just when you think all's lost, that's winter wrasse fishing for you. What it was, it might not have been a wrasse, it might have been a pollock or something like that. It didn't feel quite wrassey. But we saw those gannets, didn't we, a long way out. We got a bite. Right, we're going to try around that area again. It'd be nice to just get a fish, wouldn't it? Yeah, prawn lure got me a bite. I'm surprised I have caught a mackerel on these lures before. I'm surprised I haven't caught more sort of bass and pollock and stuff. Whatever that is, it's coming towards us, the fish. The birds are about. Could be a shoal winter mackerel. That's kind of what it felt like, that bite. Oh, there's bite again now. We're hitting. That was a wrasse. Go on, hit it, hit it, hit it. No! Damn it! Oh, that's a wrasse, I think. I think I don't know why I'm not hitting it. Alright, I'm going to wind the bait in again. Not a long way out. Maybe it's a small fish. And he smacked it, look, he's just getting away with it. Is the hook point alright? Not the sharpest. So try again out there. Blooming bite, maybe they sat out deep. See, you can learn new things. I'm not going to expose it this time, I'm going to risk it. I might switch the other rod. Maybe it's got a sharper hook on it. But yeah, same line again. Maybe they're all sat just there. Weird. That felt like a wrasse bite that time. Line tightening up. I wonder if my hook point isn't sharp enough. Or is it just the lure I picked and it's changed everything? Come on. Could have missed a chance, that's the trouble. Something loves. There's a bite again. Go on. I'm gonna wait for it to really thump it this time and develop. Go on. Yeah, got it. Whatever it is, we've got it. This time. Probably a wrasse. Oh, he's trying to get me in the kelp and everything. Don't think it's massive. He's running well. Usually signals are smaller fish, but I would say it's a wrasse. Staying deep. Might be a good one. He ain't bad. He's not massive. Big enough though. It was a wrasse after that. He's still going for it. Decent fish. I think you can see this down there. Decent pound or two. Not a huge fish, but in the winter. Nice colours. Get in the net, mess that up. There we go. Yes. So, unless we pick another one up, it won't be a long video, but we've caught on the Zman shrimp, which I think I've lost now. I think he's ripped it off. They all seem to do that. Let's have a look. These shrimps are brilliant. It's good to be able to set ball. Oh no, still on there, so we're in with a chance of more. Oh, he took that down deep. Alright. I'm gonna have to get me pliers, I think. Oh, no, we got it. Push your finger in there. I wouldn't advise that because they do have teeth. Not big. £1.5, £2. Oh, he's a lively devil. Our water's quite warm actually. So he's sat out deeper on some feature out there I can't see. So there you go. Beautiful fish. I'll pick him up and show you him, if you'll let me. That'll be a real chunk. You're alright because there's weed and I got the net. That will be a real chunky fish one day. A couple of pounds. Nice. Good fight actually. Ran a lot. Get some more out there then. So I don't think it was just a one fish bit out there. Maybe there's a bit of ground out there. I don't know, but let's lock the net so I can let him swim away. Yes, so he didn't blank. Alright, let's do that again. Rinse, repeat. No need to change anything. He took that. And I left that hook exposed, didn't I? Oh, I've been here a good couple of hours now. I've had one fish, found an area where there's some wrasse. And they're sat out further. Quite the spot. The wind grabbed that. But, yeah, different bait maybe. The bait, that tail just getting seen in these duller conditions. Let's see. This is, say it's a new mark, it's learning. Yay. I'm glad I got some more of those lures on the way. It cost me a bomb. Paid like £14 for a packet of 5 or 6. Right, so here's wishing you all a Merry Christmas from the Constant Angler. Soggy Constant Angler in a minute. The weather's closed in. I'm snagging and losing gear. I caught one fish, but I hoped it showed you how good those Zman EZ shrimps are. If you lot get buying them, you know, I know Predator Tackle sell them, various other ones. We'll get them stocked in this country more because I've had to order from Japan and they're very expensive. But yeah, they caught me a fish. Instant response, fishing out a distance, somewhere where I hadn't fished. So I did try a Senko, that didn't do it. But that luminous tail on that Zman EZ shrimp has worked time and time again for me this year. Anyway, I wish you all a happy new year and I hope you have a good festive period as well from the Constant Angler. Cheers now. Thanks for your support.